Hi everyone, welcome back to Hook, Line and Tinnies. Well, it's all about the fishing, but in order to go fishing, you've got to have a good boat. So today, we're going to do something a little bit different and we're going to do a boat review. A boat review on the McLay Sportsman 571. And it's a beautiful boat. McLay are a New Zealand built aluminium boat and they are special. And this is what we're here to tell you about, because not many people in Australia know about the McLays. They're starting to make a name in Australia. They've got a great name in New Zealand. And when you go over there, by all accounts I've been told, there are a stack of them on the water. So we want to get the word out and we want people to know just how good these boats are. So the first thing anyone needs to know about McLay, whether it be a small McLay or right up to a 9-meter McLay, is how they perform on the water. Steve's heritage is racing, okay, not fishing. He raced these boats back in the day and he designed the hulls so that they could race in deep sea races, full speed with big motors on them. So you know when you buy a McLay that you're buying that heritage, you're buying that engineering, and your boat is going to perform in all conditions, whether it be smooth or whether it be choppy or whether you're going through a bar with swell. A lot of aluminium boats have a tendency and a reputation of being a little bit slappy, which means that when they're in chop, they'll hit the water and they'll give the people in the boat not a good experience. The aluminium and the hull design that they use on a McLay make sure that you're going to get the very best ride that you will get in an aluminium boat. And it all comes down to the way it's designed. Years and years has been spent by Steve McLay and his team designing these boats to get that just right for you. He's been building these since, I think it's 1985, so he knows what he's doing. So many boats that I see, the paint jobs on them is what I would call pretty ordinary. Clay is absolutely the opposite to that. You have a look at their paint job and you look at it, it's as good as any top-end car that you're going to see on the market. And having been to the factory, having seen the facilities where they put their paint in, the rooms where they bake the paint, and knowing that they put 6 to 7 coats of paint on every boat that they do, which has paint on it, it comes out looking beautiful. There's never any runs and it makes the boat look classy. So we've pulled up at Tipplers or Wavebreak Island. The kids want to have a swim off the back. As I've talked about, we've got this big area here and we've got this ladder, okay? They jump off, have a swim. The ladder there, the dive ladder, it's designed so that they can hop back up and do it all again. And it is tough. Okay, so it's going to last time after time after time. And when you finish with it, it stores away and it will not move. Welcome to the action part of the boat. Okay, this is where it all happens. This is where everybody wants to know that you're going to get it right, because this is where you're going to have your passengers. This is where you're going to fish from. And this is where most people are going to feel the ride. Okay, so straight away, a big beam across there. The gunnels are not as thick as so many boats. And you know, when you ask Steve, he'll give you a very direct answer as to why people put thick gunnels in. Simply because they don't really want their people getting too close to the edge. The design of the hull and the reverse chines that keeps the boat stable on the water enable us to get really close. Still enough room to sit on the edge with comfort, but you don't have to have a gunnel that wide on there. Gives you more space in your cabin, gives you more space on the deck, okay? So we've got a lot of room to fish from. We've got a lot of room for people to sit and stand around if you're just going for a cruise. You've got these nice seats here, so you can have 2 people sitting up there, 2 people sitting on the seats, 4 people comfortably in this boat, riding really smoothly, really comfortably the whole way. So you've got welded in rocket launchers, which are there for, you can have up to 6 rods over there. Keeps them out of the way when you're traveling to your fishing spot. And they're tough, they're strong, okay? They're not going to come undone. They're not going to move in any sort of conditions on the ocean. And these are welded in, so your rods are going to be safe and sound at a good angle too. They're not too far down. I've seen them before. Someone goes over a wave and the rods all go out the back. Into our bimini. The bimini that we've got on this is a custom made bimini by Gold Coast Covers. Okay, they put this one on, so it's not a standard mass-produced bimini on this particular boat. we've had this one done especially for this boat, and it is strong. Okay, so that's going to keep the weather off you. And in Queensland, with the sun that we've got up here, you want to have this because this is going to keep you from getting sunburnt. You can sit underneath there, you can wait for the fish to bite, you can be out of the sun, having a lunch, having a bit of drink, something like that. Perfect. The bait boards on McLay is also fully welded, but they're a little bit cleverer than some of the ones I've seen. Okay, you can get them with a draw, which are a little bit higher. But what I really like about them is instead of going down with a pole and being attached by a pole, they're actually attached with a couple of bungees here, and you can just pull them straight off from there. So if you don't want to have the bait board, you can put that in the shed and you can have more area out the back for people to sit on the gunnels and be able to relax in your boat. You want them back in? Pretty easy. Push it back in. Attaches here. And it's not going anywhere. So on our Sportsman 571, we've put these nice bucket seats. They're comfortable. They swivel. You can have them facing back that way if you're waiting for the fish to bite, or you can have them facing forward. It doesn't matter. You can see from here, you've got these nice footrests that we've had raised up. So they're nice and raised up. It means that I can sit here, put full contact with those footrests and take the impact of any waves that are hitting, but I'm comfortable enough to be able to sit here and steer as I do so. So we know McLays are a workhorse. They're tough as nails. They're hard to beat. But they also think of the little things. And one of the little things that I know when I'm out, I want somewhere to put my coffee. Okay? If I'm there and I'm fishing, the rod goes off, I've got my coffee, I've got a coffee holder. How perfect is that? Or for those who like a drink or a beer or something like that when they're on the water, that's perfect for you. But not just the two coffee holders, it's also a glove box. All those little things that you don't want to get wet, like your mobile phone or any electronics or any devices, just go straight in there. Perfect. When you're out, the weather's not always perfect. Or you've got teenagers with you who get bored pretty quickly. This is a spot that they can retreat to. This is a spot you can retreat to if the weather's not great. You can have your rod sitting out the back there with the baits on, waiting for the big snapper to bite. And this is somewhere where you'll be completely dry while all that's happening. It's also a great place to store things. So we've got storage right up around here. We've got storage here. We've got storage underneath the cushions. We've got storage down here to store things. So for these fishermen, and we know as fishermen, we need storage. We need to be able to store things in our boat because there's a lot of equipment we take with us. There's plenty of storage in a McLay. And here's the hatch up the front to get to there. Nice and big hatch. It's not a small hatch, it's big, but it closes right down and closes there. You can have a window in the hatch if you wish. The transom area of the boat is designed really well, once again, for creating more storage. You've got the areas in here where the batteries are. So you've got twin batteries in this particular one, but not everyone has twin batteries, so you're going to have batteries and some storage area here. All your wiring in there is protected. It's safe from the elements, which means it's going to last longer and you need to have less maintenance on it. You've got storage underneath here, whether you're putting small eskies, bait boxes, fish bags, they can be pushed there out of the way. They're not going to get in the way when you're fishing. And you're going to be able to access your plumbing down here, your water pumps, all of that sort of stuff easily. There's plenty of room for someone to work down there. So the transom of the boat allows for a big deck area back here. It means that if you're fishing, you're able to walk across the back of the motor without the motor getting in the way and fish out the back, not allowing the motor to get in the way of your fishing. So many boats don't have that, and that inhibits a person's ability when they're fighting a big fish to be able to pull that fish across the motor because the motor always gets in the way. You can see from this boat, there's plenty of room to step across. So the partnership between Destiny Marine, McLay and Mercury outboards is something that we're really proud of. And on all of our boats, we put Mercuries. And on this particular one, we have a 150 four-stroke, which is perfect for this boat. It's probably the top end, but it's going to push you along really nicely, probably at around 35 to 40 knots on the plane to get you to where you want in good conditions. But it's got enough power that if you need to get that up and go to get somewhere or to take off quickly, you've got that top end speed, and you've also got that acceleration speed from the start. It's got a stainless steel prop on this particular boat, which is perfect for offshore and pretty good for the inshore areas, as long as you make sure that you don't hit the bottom too much. Otherwise, an aluminium prop would be perfect if you're in the broad water or just in some shallow areas where there's a chance of hitting sand or hitting the bottom somewhere. On all of our McLays, we put them on Dunbier Australian-made trailers. This particular trailer is a 2-ton, what they call a loader pro, which is one of their up-spec trailers. It's designed for an aluminium boat. It's got skids, and it allows you to be able to drive your boat on and to be able to reverse it off. So it's got plenty of leniency at the back there. All you've got to do is hit those skids. It'll correct itself. It'll put it right in the middle, and you'll be able to drive it straight up, straight onto your trailer. No problems at all. Now you've looked at it in the showroom, let's get it where it's meant to be tested, on the water, and show you how it goes.